As news breaks that Christopher Wray has been named new FBI director, he is not the son of Fay Wray of King Kong fame. This is Christopher Wray. Now, all eyes are on the guy who used to have this man's job. The anticipation is building for James Comey's testimony tomorrow about whether he was asked to back off investigating Michael Flynn's ties with Russia. We actually have an exclusive photo of how he's preparing. And that's not far off the mark because people are treating this like it's a sporting event. It's kind of amazing.
There's like a countdown clock on some of the news channels.
Yeah.
You know, remember the time that Chris Christie was accused and his people of blocking traffic on the bridge? This guy, Ray, the guy who just mentioned, who's the new FBI director, he represented Chris Christie in that scandal. And Chris Christie got off, and everybody else went to jail.
Well, and they were at the Justice Department together, and he was a federal prosecutor in Atlanta, went to Yale Law School, and graduated, I think, in 1992. And by all accounts, he is qualified. He's a non-political appointee, which I think is probably the right move, because if you have someone that worked in the Justice Department that understands the inner workings of it, I feel like I could have more confidence in that kind of choice.
So all of a sudden, because Comey's now going to testify, all of a sudden Trump decides to put an FBI guy in there. And what's he going to do right before the testimony tomorrow? He's going to pull something.
Well, he announced that was what he was, this was it.
Just to distract and deflect.
Well, Twitter's back. It's game on, game off, game on, game off.
Yeah.
Twitter now is the official statement.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting, though, to see. It's so fascinating to me how many Americans are plugged into this, because there was a time when I remember these hearings would come on and so many people would just tune it out. But people are so interested because they're worried about collusion potentially between the Trump administration and Russia. They're worried about whether there was, we've talked about an obstruction of justice. Did Trump give, tell Comey or tell other people back off of this investigation into Flynn? So
and did he
people
lie when
are
he
really
made that
concerned.
statement? Remember, Trump issued that letter that
we
said,
don't know.
"Thank you for telling me 3 times that I wasn't under investigation."
Which didn't sound suspicious
But
at all.
isn't it, to me, it's so fascinating that these, what were once in the weeds discussions now are dinner table discussions, because people are really concerned and they feel like they need to be activists in their own. They need to be journalists.
Collusion is something we haven't really had to deal with in a president.
And people
Russia.
are afraid.
Well, with we've never had to deal with questions as to whether Russia's fingers were in the elections, what the new guy knew, what he didn't know. It's kind of amazing, and this is all sort of new territory, and I think people do want to know, because that might be the line that you're not supposed to cross for a lot of folks.
Well, it's political it's political participation, which even at the rate we're at, people aren't voting. Like, we still have people that don't come out to vote. So the idea that people are informing themselves now, hopefully this will be a game changer now that we are treating it like a sporting event.
I was going to say that Watergate, and even this guy Clapper has said that Watergate was not as bad as this. Because Watergate was internal corruption and, screwing around with the Constitution, for sure. But this is external interference in our government. And they're now saying that Russia interfered in an international thing that was going on with Qatar and Saudi Arabia. And Trump, of course, stuck his 2 cents into that with a tweet. It's like, it's very dangerous what he's doing right now.